Hey YouTube, it's been a long time since I've dropped a video on here, so I figured it's about time I uploaded something. I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm alive, I'm well, and I haven't relapsed. I just wanted to talk a little bit about where I'm at in my recovery, how I'm doing, and give a little bit of a life update. So right now I'm coming up on 3 years without kratom and alcohol. That's coming up in May, and actually things are going really good right now. The usual stresses of work and daily life are there, but I'm in a far better place than I was 3 years ago. When I was hooked on kratom, I felt like I was trapped and never functioning at 100% capacity. When I was on it, I had anxiety and depression, my sleep was affected, I had weird stomach pain issues going on, I had erectile dysfunction whenever I was on it, and I was just fucking done taking the substance. I was just finished. And what's kept me clean these past 3 years has been really just establishing healthy routines in my life and implementing that, and also occasionally going to NA meetings. I also made sure to get all the losers I was hanging around in my friend group, but just people that were just still partying, still using substances, and I felt like they were holding me back in my life. So I got rid of them, and I made sure that I wasn't too cocky in my life. And what I mean by not being too cocky is that I can sense when a potential relapse is coming up. Before I quit for good, I had about 15 to 20 relapses, and I always recognized a pattern whenever a relapse came up. And the pattern would always be when I'd be clean for a couple weeks to a month or something like that, and I'd tell myself, well, hey, I've been clean for a couple weeks to a month right now. So if I haven't done it once, surely I can just do it once and the withdrawals won't be that bad, right? And then right after that thought would cross my mind, I'd end up not doing what I was supposed to do, and I'd end up driving to the vape shop or the gas station, going to go pick up kratom, and then before you know it, I'm relapsing, just opening up a bottle and just chugging 30 to 40 capsules down at a time, and I'm right back into that cycle of addiction. Sometimes a relapse would last for a day or two, and then other times it would extend to weeks or even a couple months. Many times I wouldn't even be aware of my state of mind in those situations. I didn't realize that that was like the demon of addiction talking in my head. And then by the time I swallowed that handful of capsules, the buzz would kick in and it wouldn't even be that good. And I just feel so much guilt and shame that I gave in again. I would just be so pissed at myself and just think, God damn it, I fucking did this again. Once we've been off kratom for a little while, it's remarkably easy to forget all the suffering and anguish that comes with a kratom habit. Life just sometimes gets busy and we get a little complacent in our lives and we're not doing all the healthy routines we're supposed to do, like exercising, eating proper foods, focusing on getting good sleep, being around good people, just generally taking care of ourselves. And nowadays especially, it's easy to get into a depressive funk. Maybe you're not contacting friends and family as much, you're isolating a bit, or maybe you're just burnt out by work or all the constant negativity and bullshit that's going on in the media and the world today. But if you're in recovery from kratom addiction, our main priority should be looking out for ourselves and our own well-being. All that external shit shouldn't matter. Like, our first job and priority should be taking care of ourselves so we can get in a better place in life. It's important to look inward and focus on our hobbies, passions, and people that matter to us. And if you don't have a solid friend group right now or any particular hobbies or passions that interest you, just try something out. For me, I've always been into combat sports and martial arts, and I'm also really into acrylic painting, and I suggest a lot of people just try out a class sometime. When I first quit, I just walked down to the local boxing gym. I just wanted some kind of a hobby to kind of get that negative aggression out, and I wanted to learn a skill set. And I started taking boxing classes and had a ball, and I started being more responsible because I couldn't be rolling to class all tired and lethargic. I had to take care of myself because if I'm going in there all sleepy and half-assing it, the coach is gonna fucking yell at me. I made a lot of new friends, and it got my mind and my body out of all that post-acute withdrawal syndrome that I still had going on. So it kind of helped distract me from all that internal negativity that I had like just boiling up inside of me when I was coming off of this shit. Yoga classes are another fantastic option. You could also go down to your local community college and take a painting or a pottery class. Usually they're really informative and they're not too expensive. And when you're in a depressed, negative funk, it's actually really good to get out of your comfort zone because it just gets you out of your head when you're going through all of this shit. So instead of just like suffering and being all like, woe is me, I can't stand this, go do something positive for yourself. It makes all of this a lot easier. Now that I'm coming up on 3 years clean from kratom, I actually don't think of it that often. The first 6 months are definitely the hardest period of time because it takes a while to just adjust to living life without it. And the bottom line is kratom or any other opiate-like substance just has a lot more drawbacks than benefits going for it, especially if you're just using it recreationally and you're not taking it for pain management or coming off of harder opiates. Now, I wanted to provide a little life update because I've had a few commenters and subscribers in my comments section ask me if I was okay because I haven't posted a video in 9 months. And to answer that question, I'm actually doing really well. Life is really good right now, but it's just that my schedule is really fucking hectic at times. Back when I posted my first video, I only thought maybe a couple hundred people would watch it. Back when I filmed that video, the effects of the post-acute withdrawal syndrome was still pretty fresh with me. I've gone back and I've watched that video and I can just see in my face how fucking done I was with that substance. Like I could just see the pain in my eyes from it. At that point in time, I didn't plan on making any additional videos, but after a couple months passed, I felt like I had some more things to say, so I made a few more videos. I don't think I'll ever be that guy releasing videos every week, being all like, smash like and subscribe. I'm just a regular dude who's been through hell in my life, and I just wanted to share some things, get it off my chest, and figured that maybe my experience might help someone out there. From the mid-2000s to early 2010s, I was an Oxycontin, heroin, cocaine head, and alcoholic. And years after I quit all that stuff, I've thought that kratom would maybe be a safe option for me. At that point in time, you didn't hear of anyone dying from it. It was natural, it was legal, and it seemed like a safe option, so I just rolled the dice and gave it a shot. And for me, it turned out that it wasn't this safe, harm-free, miraculous substance that could do no harm. For me, it fucked my life up, and I wanted to share my experience to anyone who's new that just starts dabbling with kratom for recreational purposes, or people who are navigating withdrawals right now, because maybe some of my stories might help them. My job is really busy. A lot of times I work some extra overtime hours. I also have a side hustle gig where I sell physical media. I collect a lot of records, Blu-rays, books, and things like that. So on the side for a little extra cash, I sell a lot of like out-of-print books and records and things like that. And also I do a few other side jobs. So a lot of times my schedule is just a little crazy and I just don't have the time. I'm also very close with my family. My parents are getting a little bit older and my dad has health issues. So I try to be in their life as much as possible. They don't have a lot of family around the area, so I try to be the best son I can be and be very involved in their lives. I'm also really active in my local recovery groups, and I travel a whole lot. When I first quit, I was in horrible debt. I had horrible credit card debt. I was just stuck living in a house that I had to pay all this money for. My car wasn't paid off, so I was pretty screwed financially. Ever since I quit, it's just been my job to just save up money, pay off my bills, get out of debt, reinvest my money, and travel a lot. In the past few years, I've been all over the East Coast. I've been to Nashville, I've been to Asheville, New York, I've been to Florida, I went out to Cali, I've been down to Mexico a few times, and I actually just got back from Jamaica a couple weeks ago. I stayed in Negril, I went through Montego Bay, I went to Kingston, I went way up in the countryside, up the hills to 9 Mile to see Bob Marley's house. We went into Westmoreland Parish, which is out in the countryside in Jamaica, and I pretty much had the best time of my life out there. No shit. And I would have never had these opportunities in life had I still been boozing and using, because I was just not responsible enough. I wasn't good with finances or taking care of myself. But ever since I've been clean, I've been so much more responsible, and I can actually do things like this in life now, which is pretty fucking dope. So to be blunt, I just really don't have a lot of downtime in my life, so there's not a lot of time for me to shoot videos. Most of the weekdays I'm really busy. Saturdays and Fridays I'm usually really booked, and I like to keep one day open to just relax or just take care of shit and responsibilities that I need to take care of. So there's just not a lot of downtime. And this is the first weekend in a few months where I really just don't have anything going on. The weather's really shitty outside, and since there's nothing going on, I figured, hey, this is a great weekend to shoot a video. I still very much enjoy logging in and checking the comments once or twice a week. I enjoy responding and talking to people who are going through the same kind of thing. I don't have notifications turned on my phone, so I may not respond immediately, but I'll get back to you in a couple days. And it's been fun talking to people. I really appreciate anyone who leaves feedback or has questions for me. It's nice to talk to people who have been in the same predicament that I was in before, and if I can answer some questions or help them out, that's great. I will say that there's been a handful of negative comments that I found really over the top and hilarious. Like there was this one guy who commented on a few videos. On this one video, he was like, "You relapsed and started drinking again, didn't you?" And then on another video, he was like, "You're a loose cannon. You're gonna blow off some steam and just freak out and get violent on someone because you listen to punk rock and heavy metal." What the fuck, bro? I couldn't help but giggle because, dude, my life was way more chaotic 10 years ago. I was smoking crack, I was doing heroin, I was surrounded by really negative people. I've had guns pulled on me numerous times. Like, my life was fucking chaos years ago. So if I was gonna freak out and get violent on someone, it would have been back then, not while my life is way better right now. Come on, bro. And like, you don't even know me. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And also, how dare you shit on the metal and hardcore scene, man? Where I live around the DC and Baltimore area. Like, there's actually a pretty tight-knit group of people that are in the hardcore and metal scene. Like, it's a pretty positive group of people from all different backgrounds. Like, you got younger metalheads, you got doctors, you got lawyers, you got people in their 30s like me, you got all sorts of people just having fun at these like little small like indie hardcore shows, and it's a blast. So to think and dismiss all these people like they're a negative influence, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. So anytime I see just hardcore trolling or just people bashing other people in the comments for having a different opinion, I'm just gonna delete that shit. Most of the people that are watching my videos are just trying to get to a better place in life. So I want to keep my comment section positive and supportive as much as possible. So if you got a bunch of negativity and shit going on, yeah, you can get the fuck out of here with that shit. So I wanted to make this video quick, just pop up, say hi, say where I'm at and what's been going on, and I'll definitely release some more videos in the future. I promise my next video will not be 9 months from now. I know 9 months seem like a long ass time, but life has been busy. But I will definitely try to release them more often than that. You know, it may not be every week, it may be monthly or bi-monthly, but it definitely won't be 9 months again. There's a lot of other topics I'd like to open up and ramble about. I actually have a few ideas for some other things I'd like to talk about, and my next video might even be kind of controversial for some people in the recovery community, but it's something that I'd like to talk about. So thanks to everyone watching this, and I'd like to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I didn't think that I'd get any subscribers, but it's kind of cool that there's some people out there who'd like to listen to my rambling. Like I said, my first video, I just released it on a whim. I didn't think like anyone would watch my shit, and the fact that people actually want to listen to what I have to say is kind of interesting. I promise to come back with another video soon. Thanks for watching.